Hi students, today let us see about the graphical representation of data. In the previous class we discussed about exclusive data and inclusive data. What is exclusive data? Exclusive data, inclusive data, right? You remember? Exclusive data, inclusive data. Exclusive data means, for example, 0 to 5, 5 to 10, 10 to 15, 15 to 20, like this. Inclusive means 1 to 5, 6 to 10, 11 to 15, 16 to 20. See, what did you observe the difference here? So, these are all classes. Upper limit of the first class and lower limit of the second class. If both are equal, then we say that it is called continuous classes or exclusive data. If both are not same, then we say that it is inclusive data, okay, or discontinuous classes. Inclusive data can be changed into exclusive data by taking boundary points. So how did you take boundary points yesterday? So 1 can be written as 0.5, reduce 0.5 and increase 0.5, 5.5. Okay, if you decrease 0.5 here, 5.5 to 10.5, 10.5 to 15.5, 15.5 to 20.5. Now you see, these two are equal, made them equal. Okay, such type of data is called exclusive data, and these are all lower limits and these are all upper limits. Here lower boundaries, upper boundaries. Okay, the difference between two consecutive lower limits or upper limits is called class size. Class size or length of class interval. Length of class interval. Okay, the difference between two consecutive lower limits or upper limits is called length of class interval, or simply we say that class size. It is denoted by H. Okay, so this is we have discussed yesterday. Today let us see the graphical representation of data. Data means, I told you, collected information that can be in the form of numerals or tabular forms or verbal form. Okay, so first let us see about histogram. Histogram. What is histogram? Histogram consists of rectangles. Okay, one data will be given for us. One data will be given. For example, one data I am taking here, class interval and frequency. Class interval and frequency. Frequency means, I told you, it is denoted by Fi. So class intervals are like this: 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50, like this. Some values are given here: 3, 5, 9, 10, 3, 5, 9, 10, some 4. Okay, one data is given. What type of data it is, can you say? This is called exclusive data, right? This is exclusive data because these are same, right? Upper limit of first interval and lower limit of second interval same. So that is why we say that it is exclusive data. Now I am going to represent this data in histogram. So for that you have to take the coordinate axis X, O, X dash, and take Y, O, Y dash. Okay, take XO, X dash and YO, Y dash, coordinate axis. On x-axis we have to take the class interval, and on y-axis we have to take the frequency. Okay, Fi. On x-axis consider class interval, and on y-axis frequency. Here one important thing is choosing the scale. You have to choose a scale here. What is a scale here? On x-axis you have to take 1 cm is equal to what gap we have here. What is the gap we have? 10 units. Okay, take the gap as per the data. That is called 1 cm equal to 10 units. On y-axis 1 cm is equal to, as per the data here, what is the highest here? 10. So we can take 2 units. 2 units or 1 unit also you can take, multiples of, so on y-axis 1 cm is equal to 2 units. So on x-axis I am taking 10 units, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Okay. Now on y-axis what is our scale? 2 units. No, take 2, increase 2 and write 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay. So in between you have thick line now, that is 1. In between 2 and 4 you have one thick line, that is 3. Okay. Now between 0 and 10, what is the length of this frequency? 3. So you have to take here between 2 and 4 you have 3 now. So I will use different color. Between 2 and 4 you have 3 here. Okay. One adjacent rectangle should be constructed here. Using scale, neatly you have to construct one rectangle. 0 to 10 you have one rectangle. 10 to 20 the length of rectangle is 5. So between 4 and 6 you have 5 here. So you have to draw one adjacent rectangle between, this is 3, this is 5. Between 10 to 20. Between 20 to 30 you have 9 length. So 9 here. So adjacent rectangle. No gap should be given between each bar. We say that these are rectangles or bars. Okay. No gap should be given. If you give the gap between each bar, that is called a bar graph. Okay. That I will tell you later. Between 30 and 40, how much length we have? 10, right? So you have one more rectangle here, 10. Using scale you must draw. 40 to 50, what is the length of rectangle? 4. So exactly you have 4 here. This is 4. So this is called a histogram. Between each bar, if there is no gap should not be given between each bar. If you give gap between each bar, that diagram is called a bar graph. If you give 1 cm gap between each bar, that is called a bar graph. This histogram or bar graph can be horizontally or vertically. This is called vertical bar graph, vertical histogram. This can be horizontally also. 2 types of bar graphs are there, vertical bar graphs and horizontal bar graphs. You can take like this also. That is called horizontal bar graphs. Okay. This is called histogram. One more thing. After getting the histogram, if you join exactly midpoints of these bars, if you join the midpoints of these bars exactly with the scale, straight line segments, if you join that midpoints using scale, that is called the line segments, If you join that line segments, that is called a frequency polygon. Frequency polygon. Why polygon? I said polygon means closed figure, no? So join this to next interval here, and this to next interval here. So you will get one closed figure with the straight line segments. Using scale we are joining, right? How do you get straight line segments? If you join with the free hand, we may get a curve. It is not straight line, right? So you may get straight lines by drawing scale. By using scale you have to join these midpoints, then you will get straight line segments. That is called a frequency polygon. Suppose if you join with the hand like this, then you will get one smooth curve. That is called a frequency curve. It is not polygon. If you use hand to join these midpoints, that is called a frequency curve. If you use a scale to join these points, that is called frequency polygon. That is the difference. Clear? This is about histogram, bar graph, and frequency polygon and frequency curve. Okay? So next, without drawing histogram, how do we draw frequency polygon? Frequency polygon. Frequency polygon. Okay. How do we draw frequency polygon? You have to take on x-axis, this is x dash, y dash, 0. On x-axis you must take class mark. Yesterday I told you how to find class mark. It is denoted by xi. For example, we are given 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50. Some intervals are given here. How do we find class mark? I told you average of lower and upper limits, right? 10 plus 20, 30 by 2 means 15. 20 plus 30, 50 by 2, 25. 70 by 2, 35 and 45. So class marks we have to take on x-axis and frequency on y-axis. Corresponding frequencies on y-axis and plot that ordered pairs here. You will get one closed figure. If you join with the scale, that you will get a closed figure, that is called frequency polygon. Suppose if you join with the hand, that is called frequency curve. What is the definition of frequency polygon? After finding the class mark, we have to mark class marks on x-axis and corresponding frequencies on y-axis. The closed figure formed by taking class mark on x-axis and corresponding frequencies on y-axis, that is called frequency polygon. Polygon means you have to join the points with the scale, straight line segments. Suppose if you want to get a frequency curve, we have to join with the free hand. Okay, no scale should be used. That is called frequency curve. Okay. In the next class, I will let you know how to draw ogive curves. Okay. Thank you.